Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you a new script that we've been working on recently, not only for our own websites, but for our customers and for people like you as well who might be interested in using the product. Now the product itself is an easy to install and easy to use script. To get started, all you need to do is extract the zip file like such. Once you've done this, double click on the folder and you'll notice that there are 3 files inside of the folder. The first file is the one you're going to see right here on the far left as an original demo. Now as we go through this, I'm going to show you how to customize things. So we're going to create a folder that I don't yet have. It's going to be called the bonus folder, and you're going to get both. But the original file, as you can see, is just simply index.2 or index2.html. And it allows you to hover and bring down what's called an element. We're going to make this a whole lot cooler though, so watch as we go through this. Now the first thing we're going to do, as I promised, is we're going to create a folder and call it bonus. And in that folder, we are going to make an exact duplicate of everything you see here. So that we can edit it for our own use. Now, once we have this set up, the first thing that we need to do is to actually upload the bottom 2 files, these are JavaScript files, to our own website. Now you will notice that in the original file, I do believe that our developers were actually linking directly to a website called jquery.com. It's an open source site. You're welcome to do that as well if you'd like. You'll notice that as we open this up, instead of being too advanced and uploading everything, you can do this. I prefer to do it the other way for the simple fact that if there's ever a problem with the jQuery website, we're still safe, but you can do this. The only thing we're going to change on this file is the direct link to the actual website. Now to begin, the first thing you're going to notice is that this is just a standard HTML file. And this can be used on any HTML file as long as you're building a website with it and calling it from the element. However, I'm going to take this a step further and show you how to do this not just with HTML, which you see here, but we're going to do it with WordPress too. The first thing we need to do is actually have the ability to upload files. I personally use FileZilla. Now to find FileZilla, if you don't have an FTP program to upload your files with, all you have to do is go to Google and type in download FileZilla FTP. This is going to bring up the website that you see right here so that you can scroll down and choose the option that best suits your needs, whether you have Windows, Linux, Mac OS, or whatever the case may be. And once you have that downloaded and installed, you're going to be able to open up your FTP uploader. Now I'm not going to go into great detail about how to use an FTP uploader, as most people already know this. If you need a tutorial, it's real simple. You can again look on Google for a tutorial on how to use an FTP uploader, or call your web host and see if they can explain this to you. For the moment, what I'm going to show you is simply how to upload the files that we do have currently. So to begin with, we're going to log in fresh. I'm going to go down to the demo site that we have. I'm using a pet protection website that I'm working on for a customer as my demo. And I'm going to begin by uploading those JavaScript files that we talked about. So I'm going to make sure these 2 here are uploaded. Next, I'm going to come over here in the actual HTML file, and you're going to see these 2 little lines of code right here. Now for some reason the original developer put this in the body. I recommend that you always put this in the header area of any file that you're creating. What we're going to do, since we're going to show you how to do this in WordPress, is you're going to see our original freshly created WordPress. You can tell that it's completely brand new. There's no content, nothing's been added. We're going to come over to the editor. Once the editor has opened, we're going to come down on the right side, click the header, and just before the end head tag appears, we're going to enter in our script coding here. Once we've done this, simply click Update File. Next, we want to come over and create a page. So we're going to call this Save the Animals. And on that page, I've actually created a couple of images that I want to work with that we're going to call Demo Element Buttons. So I'm going to come over here and make sure that I have the images uploaded to the server before I start linking to things. Now you can actually do this using WordPress if you want. It's a little tricky if you're not sure what you're doing, so I'm trying to show you the easy way. But if you're good with WordPress, you could do the same thing by clicking on the little image here where you see the camera and the musical notes. Once you've done that, you can either drag and drop your files into here, or click here to select files and go from there. At this point in time, we already have the files uploaded though, so I'm going to simply link to them, as that shouldn't be too much trouble. Now to begin with, you're going to notice that we have these simple little div codes. Let's start by copying and pasting these codes. Now we want this in HTML editing mode, and we actually want the link to show that we're using our actual demo button, which I've created here. You will get a copy of the demo button as well as the demo button PSD file that you can edit if you'd like for your own purposes. For now, we are simply going to come over here. You want to make sure that your link is actually very direct. I want to make sure that it is. And you want to make sure that your sizes are correct as well. So we're going to come back here at 600 by 50. While we're doing this, you're going to notice that I'm going to actually put this in the bonus file. There you go. Now you have the images as well. We have 600 by 50. Position relative. Let's start here. In this case, I think what we're going to do instead of the position relative, because of what we're doing here, I'm going to simply go align equals center, and then we're going to right click to view page. There we go. Now we actually have the image in question. You'll notice that this drops down below. But we want to edit that. We want something cool there. You know, this is about saving your animals and protecting your pets. So what I've done is I've actually gone to YouTube and I found a very heart-wrenching video about protecting your animals. And you'll notice that I clicked the share, the button that says share here, clicked embed, and then we just simply copy this code right here. Now, once we've done this, I'm going to put it in the second section here. And you could actually make these paragraphs if you want. That's fine. That's exactly what I'm going to do. There we go. I want that code to be right here. And as I'm marketing, I also want that code to autoplay. I will include a link to this page right here. I don't know this guy. I found this guy completely by searching through Google. If you want to run a search on autoplay YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to. My goal is simply to follow his directions and come over to the file and get it to autoplay. So now let's test that first. Well, apparently his method isn't working so well. So let's try the whole piece of code there, not just the part in yellow that he has, and see how well that works. I'm going to scroll down a bit. There we go, it's auto-playing. That's exactly what we wanted it to do. However, you'll notice that if I hover off of the actual original image at the top, it disappears. So you have to be very careful with this one. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of light CSS here. That way we have less hassles. And I'm going to add this to each one of the div tags and the paragraph tags as well, including the one above. And those I'm going to actually turn around. I'm not going to define a width specifically. We're going to go like this, and we're going to update and see if that works out nicely. That should solve the problem with everything dropping down so far. And guys, if you have any problems as you're going through this, simply rewind the video. It's not hard to do. You'll notice that by centering the video, things look a little bit askew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and center the actual original image itself. Now, it's a little bit more difficult with an image because things work differently with them, but let's give it a try. Sometimes WordPress is really tricky when it comes to images. There we go. Much nicer. Much, much nicer. Now in this case, we're going to actually drop the top line to 0 because it's still showing us a margin there. Now you'll notice I'm typing in some fresh content here. Just simply put, keep your mouse hovered here to watch the video, then scroll down to sign up for more information. Seems pretty logical. There we go. Now you'll notice there is still a little bit of a space there between the image and the beginning text. With using CSS, it's really simple to alleviate that. We just simply go -20. We'll test that for space amount. Much nicer. Much, much nicer. Now the video is auto-playing. The next thing we need to do is to get an opt-in form down here. So now that we have the actual video, we have the autoplay instructions, what I've done is logged into my Aweber account. And we're just going to use this as a sample. You can use any autoresponder you want. The idea is to use this element as an option to develop more leads. That's what I'm doing. You can use it just to share information. You can use it to share a video. I'm using this to develop leads. That's what we're going to do in our demonstration purpose. Again, not only for ourselves, but for our customers. So I wanted to show you how this works, just in case you decide you'd like to do the same thing. Now once we've entered in the script, and again, this could be from any autoresponder you'd like, we simply click Update. Or if you're doing this with HTML, all you have to do is upload the updated file and click Refresh on the page that you're working on. Now you'll notice that you've just created a video squeeze page. And as the person scrolls down a little bit more, they can now sign up. Another really cool idea, if you know how to do tables at all, is to put them side by side. Let's take a super fast run through that. Table, align, center, border equals 0, cell padding equals 0, cell spacing equals 0, tr, td, v-align equals top. Bring that up. Let's copy this over here. Put that right there at the end of this, NTD, and the table row, and the table. Now, we should have a really nicely designed video squeeze page. Of course, you could put a space in between, add a third table data area, give it a little bit of extra room. You can do this any way you want. The idea is that you have control. Everything that you see here literally disappears the minute that they move their mouse off of the image. So it's important that while you're sharing this dynamic new content with them, that you give them a little note. Keep your mouse hovered here to watch the video, then scroll down to sign up for more information. That's telling them that as long as they're in this area, the content that you're wanting to share with them, this new dynamic content, is going to be visible. So all they have to do is put in their email address and click the submit button here, and they're ready to go. Now, guys, it doesn't get any easier than that. I know that the people here on our team are really excited about this script, and I'm sure you are too, so I don't want to take up any more of your time. I promised you that I would include all of this into the bonuses file, and I'm also going to include the new HTML that I've created right here. You can use this again on an HTML page. You can use this on a blog. If you have any questions at all, feel free to send us an email. Thanks, and have a great day.